I'd like to remind you to subscribe if you haven't already, and join the guild if you haven't already. Back to the video. Hello people and welcome back to News Review. The main thing for this week is that there is a new collab with One Punch Man. This collab will last 3 weeks, which is 1 week shorter than the usual. There are 7 seal cards, which is also 1 less than the usual. And Saitama is worth 200 diamonds, the same as the black card. They've actually made him a black card, which people kind of, think is kind of too expensive. But let's get right into it. First off, Saitama like human, of course. Leader skill, you can put hero association members in his team. They get additional HP boosts. If they're not hero association members, they get like a lot less attack and a lot less HP and a lot less recovery. So basically, this is kind of the reason why people are saying 200 diamonds is too expensive, because you can only put his own series in the team comp, but he is, valued as a black gold card. But normally black gold cards can basically have a wider member pool, and then traditionally collab leaders can put in their own series. But this is basically just an inflated price tag, and what people are worried about is that in the future, if they make collab cards 200 diamonds, then it'll just continue like that. For his team skill, he ignores Electrify, Sticky, and Burning. Light has the effect of everything. Everything has the effect of light. So this is kind of like the attack is concentrated on leader and ally, because there are no other light members in the Hero Association series. Extend movement time regardlessly by 10 seconds. That's quite a lot. Enchanted Trail for the first 100 runestones. I don't know why they put this in. Maybe something to do with the the original anime. In the Lost Wave, attack bonus plus 100 for combos made, and when Saitama activates his active combo count plus 100, which is quite a lot, I do have to say. And by triggering and dissolving the character runestones of Saitama, all Saitama enter a hyper state for 3 rounds, and then he will not enter a fatigue state when he is in any team. So this is it's not bad, but I don't think, just because of the member pool and the fact that, this is, all this team skill stuff is pretty OP, but just because of the member pool, yeah, I agree that it shouldn't be valued at 200 diamonds. The member value doesn't really make up for it either. For his active, it's CD8, remove the board to generate remove the board to generate light runestones. For 1 round, his attack times 25, and then he ignores Duet, Trio, Quartet, and Quintet Elemental Shield, as well as Puzzle Shield, and Fixed Combo Shield, and Runestone Number Shield. This is, unique in the sense that there is no other card that can ignore this many shields at once. However, due to, the extensive light human member pool, there are cards that can already do, each of these things, say for Runestone Number Shield, but there are a number of ways to solve that yourself. And so apart from that, the only thing special would be removing the board. However, one other card can do this, and it's Terry. It's just PR Terry by activating and then deactivating a skill, which is effectively CD10 because it's CD5 twice. He can remove the board, so not even that is unique. The only thing that is unique about Saitama is that every shield solving is here, I guess. But I don't think as a member it's that special either. So I put him in 175. That's where I think he's truly valued as. But if you really want the whole series, this time it'll be 200 diamonds. I don't think I'll be pulling for the full 200, but all the other cards I think are pretty good and pretty worth it. There will be a rate up for this as well, even though Saitama is technically classified as a black card. He will, as other black cards, also get his human exclusive Dragonware. This is okay. It's not bad. There's no HP, boosting, which kind of is slightly disappointing. But By dissolving 30 or more runestones, the character attack times 1.6. I think typically this will be like kind of a hard condition to fulfill, and if the character is a human, the character's attack basic value times 1.1. In the past, like other black card Dragonwares have had this be HP. This time having it be attack is not very useful in my opinion. Moving on to the sub-jackpots. Genos Fire Machina. As a leader, it's okay, I think. You know, definitely usable. You know, ignore burning. Fire and light have the effect of each other. When you touch a fire or heart runestone, you recover HP, so that's recovering without recovery, sorry, that's pretty good. Extra combos, and then, yeah, and then some special abilities by, if you don't launch an attack by Genos, his CD reduces by 1 additionally, and then he also, like, gets fuel for you and turns the bottom row into 3 fire and 3 light, so technically this is like a speed clear leader, if you want him to be. For his active CD6, deal fire damage of 100 million to all enemies. That's pretty good. For 1 round, the character attack times 5, and he ignores Puzzle Shield, Enchanted Runestone Shield, Defense, and specific damage reducing resistance. For Puzzle Shield, you know, we have Pompeii, the original Puzzle Shield Ignorer, also Fire Machina, of course. Enchanted and Defense, you know, who needs to break those nowadays? And then for specific damage reducing resistance, there is actually one other card that can do this on its own. That's, you know, not part of a combined skill or something. It's actually Chandler from, I think, the 7 Deadly Sins collab. But yeah, he is a dark demon, so this is the second ever card that has can ignore damage reducing resistance on its own. At the end of the round, teammates will be depleted to 1, and he enters or stays in a fatigue state for 2 rounds. That's just kind of a downside. I don't think it's a big downside for this card. In fact, it might even be an upside with some of the Machina synergies being when your HP is at 1. I rank him at 50 diamonds because, you know, I think he's generally a good Fire Machina like member, you know, pretty unique active. As a leader, he'll probably be okay for a while as well. Next up, Tornado Earth Human. As you know, I'm always excited when Earth Humans show up. As a leader, it's fine. I think the HP is lacking a little bit, only 1.5, even on both sides, that is. You ignore fixed combo shield, which is fine as well. And if your HP is full, you get damage reduction, which, I mean, it's fine. Like, everything is fine about this card, but it could be better, right? But once again, I'm interested in how, well, let's move on to team skill first. Tornado and Blizzard will get a C reduction of 6 after entering a stage. You get 4 more seconds. Everything has the effect of Earth, and Earth has the effect of everything. And, well, no, Earth has the effect of Hero Association members' attributes. Effect of Earth and Heart increases by 100%. You ignore Tornado and Electrified, and by dissolving just large numbers of runestones, you get additional attack boosts. And then by dissolving a character runestone, at the end of the round, you turn the board into 15 heart and 15 of whatever attribute character runestone you picked up. This last point is pretty unique. You know, might contribute to some like speed clears or some, you know, weird shield solving abilities while she is relevant. When there is Tornado and Blizzard in the team, their HP and attack basic value times 1.8, quite a large boost, so that's actually a pretty good combo to put in an Earth Human team. Cough cough Hideyoshi, yeah, that's why I rank. That's part of the reason why I rank that, you know, a bit higher than 50 diamonds. For active CD7, release the lock skills of Hero Association members. For 2 rounds, you get a Time Tunnel and then Enchanted Trail. Hero Associate members ignore equal combo shield. Once again, that is the thing that Lilith and Gintoki and, you know, a bunch of cards now ignore. It's not that rare anymore, but it is still kind of special. You know, here's the full list. She is the first Earth Human and the first, no, just the first human. There's Earth with Sandy here, and then human, obviously, Gintoki. But she's the first Earth human, which is quite good because I can put her in Hideyoshi. For every group runestone dissolved in the first batch, the character launches 2 extra attributive attacks for Fire and Earth, and 1 extra non-attributive attack, as much as half the attack to the max of 30 extra attacks. So this is like 30 extra attacks in 1 card. That's pretty good. Of course, you can't surpass like Dokuro from the Saint Seiya collab, but you know, this is quite good on its own. Has some special shield solving with the equal combo shield, time tunnel and enchanted trail, and also non-attributive attacks can solve some special shields. So this will probably be a good combo if need be, like to put Tornado and Blizzard in Hideyoshi. Next up will be the small prizes. Silver Fang, I rank him at standard 5 diamonds. CD7 Water Human. If you pick up Water, Earth, or Light runestones, then you get 3 different effects. Water is that it has a willpower effect. Earth converts your runestones touched into enchanted water during the first runestone movement. So theoretically, I mean, this is kind of stupid, right? Why couldn't they have inverted this? Because if you pick up Earth and turn the entire board into water, you'll end up with 29 water and 1 Earth. Like, why would you do that? And then if you pick up Light, then you get team attack times 1.8 and damage will be dealt regardless of defense. That's the most useless effect I've ever seen. And by dissolving all present water, earth, or light, the character is skill CD -1, which is pretty useful. But nothing really special about this card, except that he is technically the 2nd ever water human willpower card. The first being Water Paladin. I was pretty surprised that no cards in between had a willpower skill as well. Next up is King Dark Human CD7. Electrify all enemies for 2 rounds. Reduce the CD of Hero Associate members and Saitama additionally by 1. For 2 rounds, his attack will be lowered to 0, team attack times 2.5, and ignore initial shield. So for Dark Human cards that electrify, there have somehow been 4 of them. All 4 of them are collab exclusive, which is kind of strange, but if you don't have any of these previous 3, pick them up, I guess. For the initial shield, I think he is the first Dark Human to ignore that, but both for Dark and Human, there have been a plethora. You know, I've talked at length about how Dark Gods are flooded with ignore initial shield skills. Next up is Hellish Blizzard, also Earth Human, of course, CD7. Deal an Earth damage of 10 million to all enemies, and then change their attributes into water for 1 round. Well, I think Yang Jian is out of a job now. Runestone of the leader's attributes and Runestones of the leader's attribute and heart can be dissolved singly or in groups of 2 or more in the first batch. This synergizes with Tornado earlier, where her active works by how basically she launches attacks proportional to how many groups you dissolve in the first batch. So this is synergy right here. And then Hellish Blizzard, Terrible Tornado, and Hero Association Leader. Damage will be dealt regardless of anti-runestone shield. So this is why this is such a good card. In fact, I mean, the reason why I didn't place her higher is because obviously you need like Tornado for this combo to work, right? But this is the first instance of, you know, anti-runestone shield being present in Earth humans. I think this will probably make Hideyoshi's job a lot easier, and he can clear some stages that previously were unclearable or very hard to clear. Very nice. And last and actually least, Moomin Rider. I know this is an Earth human, but he's trash, CD6. For 1 round, extend runestone movement time to 15 seconds. You get an Enchanted Trail and clear the state of Electrified, Weakened, and Petrified. This is fine. The only thing you can't explode, or, well, yeah, the only thing you can't explode, like, natively is Petrified. And there are already Earth human cards that can solve that. As for the Enchanted Trail, Tornado already does that, so this is a pretty trash card. For other Dragonwares, nothing really special here. the standard, like, you know, if you activate your active, you know, something good happens. There will be a new level up material of Toxic Kiddo. That will of course be on sale in the Trade Fortress as usual. There's a new event by reaching, you know, different classes, you get different rewards. And there's actually going to be one other event card, for now at least. A challenge mission, Sonic Dark Human CD4, which is kind of short, but the active is kind of crap. Tap runestone to explode the adjacent runestones of that type of runestones. I don't even know what this like actually means. I think this means you explode only the adjacent runestones and like the type that the adjacent runestones are, but not actually the thing you tapped on, to generate enchanted dark runestones. So I guess like this is very board dependent. You could explode like up to 4 other types of runestones if the surrounding runestones, well actually no, you could explode up to like the whole board if you're like, I thought adjacent meant 4, no, it actually means 8. So all the, if you imagine the grid, it's the 8 runestones surrounding the 1. I think that's what it means. You can potentially explode the whole board, but it'll be board dependent. And the forward round, 100% of damage dealt to enemies will be stored for an extra attack. This is kind of the same thing that Katsura and Yidra does, you know, store the thing for the next round, store damage for the next round. Useful for tumblers, this one not so much because it's only for 1 round. Sonic also gets a unique exclusive Dragonware. I mean, this is fine, nothing special. And there's a non-collab card. Tournament of Duels is coming back with a new card as well. You can exchange all of the old Tournament of Duels cards. Renjin sucks. Don't exchange that. Kwafu is pretty good. A nice light god attack booster. Ushumgalu is quite good. A half board converter depending on which side of the team he is on. Used, you know, sometimes in dragon teams. I've personally used him quite a few times. Crimson Devil, one of the few one of the few cards in general that can reduce your recovery to 0, and I think one of the few demon and like fire cards or fire demon cards, I don't remember anymore. And Vivia is useless pretty much, so the cards you want to exchange will probably be Kwafu, Ushumgalu, and Crimson Devil. Apart from that, the new card Wanda is Earth Elf CD7. Restore the cracked position in the column below Crystal Octavius members and elves. Turn Earth and Heart into enchanted runestones of the leader's race, and then for 2 rounds you get a small attack and recovery boost, and then the first batch of runestones to be dropped in the columns below humans, elves, and gods will be race runestones of Enchanted Heart of the leader's race. Yeah, basically it generates runestones of leader's race. That's a very roundabout way to phrase that. This is actually, you know, really nice because this is the first ever elf card that can restore cracked. If you use Naji as a leader, be sure to pick this card up. Moving on to the celebration events, of course there'll be the new Diamond Seal with the 7 cards in. Saitama will be a 7-star, not an 8-star, as people have been speculating about. There will be a rate up for this one. I don't remember when it is, but I think Matt has said that there will be. Apart from the collab missions I've already said, there will be a new thing here for a second. Let's see. Yes, returning ultimate stages of Wang Zhaojun and Fang. Wang Zhaojun kind of sucks. It used to be good. Light Elf, I'll show it on screen right now. Fang is actually quite good. Earth Dragon can convert your board to whatever you want it to be. Pick one up. And new stuff in Trade Fortress, that's the level up material. And then I think that is it. Yep, that is it for this week's news review. If you like this, please leave a like. If you have any questions, leave down in the comments down below. And if you like this in general, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!